Hi guys, welcome to our UFC 313 post-fight breakdowns. Let's get started with the undercard.
Yeah, so early prelims, I didn't actually even catch this, but Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz, which is apparent fight of the year candidate so far. They both landed around 135 significant strikes each, so seems like a war. And Diaz the underdog once, but yeah, fair enough. I think that was
Yeah,
his. I think he gets like a knockout every single time he's won as well. So this is the first time he went to decision. I'm pretty sure, but guess we'll see what's next for them.
and on to the next fight on the undercard was Maron Santos versus Francis Mitchell, and Santos beat
Marshall.
Mitchell Marshall, sorry, in a split decision, and everybody was complaining about the decision, calling it the robbery of the decade.
Don't know about Robbie of the Decade, but I have literally zero idea how the judges gave that to Santos. Like, yeah, he looks good. This was his debut. Like, he's a nice technical striker. Well, he's 16-1 now after getting that win. But Marshall's looked alright as well before this. But yeah, he should have gone to Marshall. I think, like, I scored it 3-0, but I could kind of see second and maybe third for Santos, but I could barely see it at all. 3-0 Marshall was the right score, and he's been done dirty there. But Santos, even though it's a bit of robbery, I think he's got a good future though.
Yeah, so on to the next one, Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. Leal was the favourite and he won by knockout.
Yeah, it was. Well, he was a big favorite. I think it was the biggest favorite, like -700, and like rightfully so. He's
Yeah, it was massive.
proper finisher. Morono is finishable, and he doesn't get finishes. But it
And
was
he's been
crazy.
around for a while, Morono.
You know,
Feels like he's on every other undercard, like on every main or
he's just one of
pay-per-view.
them guys that's just there, and he's like, and he's kind of just well rounded. He's decent striker, decent grappler. But yeah, no, he was outmatched here. He just kind of got destroyed, and at the end, it's like fucking hell. Ref stopped it. Ref stopped it a bit late, I think. But Lille now, maybe he should be getting somebody on the edge of the rankings. Someone like a Neil Magny, maybe.
Yeah, the ultimate gatekeeper.
But yeah, no, he's someone to look out for. Is good striker, powerful. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him.
The next was Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosian. Like Petrosian was the favorite as well. He's a good striker, and that his last fight I think was against Shara when he got knocked out. And yeah, he
Yeah,
lost submission in the second round.
yeah, and Petrosian, like he's got quite a few losses now, but he's had some tough matches. Like he had a fight with RoboCop, like he's fought Baralio and stuff. Obviously, Shara. Like, he's had tough matches, but he just seems to lose quite a bit. Like he's got a record of 9-5 now, which isn't the best. But he
Yeah,
was winning this match up until like Bruno kind of just manhandled him and subbed him. But Bruno, he's solid. He's like one of them brutish type of middleweights. He's short, stocky, but like if he beats you, he's most likely finishing you. So he should be getting
he's
somewhere.
not really been on a run though. It's like since he's been in the UFC, he's always been like a win lose type of guy. I think he was on a 2-fight win streak when he beat Phil Hawes and one other guy, and then he lost against Magomedov, and now he's just beaten Petrosian and gotten back into the win column. So maybe another
Yeah, no, he
unranked
lost
guy.
to Abu Sin. He got subs, so that
Yeah,
was a bit of a peak one, but it's a good win, and I think he's a
and he did beat RoboCop in his first fight in the UFC. He knocked him out.
yeah, exactly. So he's a good prospect, and his only other loss was to Ruzi Boev, who's a pretty decent. He's a quite a good fighter as well. So I think he can be looking to get someone near the edge of the rankings, that type of like someone around that level next year.
Yeah,
I'm guessing for him. And for Petrosian, I don't really know. He needs to just.
get back
I'm
in the
not even
win
too
column.
sure. Yeah. maybe you could do Shava versus Bruno
Yeah,
because the
that'd
people
be
that.
interesting.
But I don't know if Shava says retiring, so I'm not too sure if that's
Yeah.
really.
And Petrosian is on a 3-fight losing streak, so that's never good. And all three of them have been finishes, so you never know. He might get cut as well.
He might get caught. For him, maybe it could be like a debut guy next and kind of see like, yeah, you need to win this to stay.
Yeah, and like he's only had like obviously 2 wins in like the last, well, 3 wins since he joined the UFC. So 3 wins and around 4 or 5 losses, which isn't that good.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate. He's a fairly good fighter, but he doesn't seem too durable. Or, like he seems finishable, but yeah,
Yeah,
let's
now
move
on
on
to
to
the
the
main event of the prelims: Joshua Van versus Rai Soraya.
yeah on the prelims. But Josh Van has the potential to be a main card fighter. He's very good, and I think is he what 6-1 in the UFC? Got knocked
Uh,
out by
yeah,
Charles Johnson. But like he
he's
should be
looking good.
getting.
He's got really good potential, and like he's someone to look forward to seeing in the future.
Yeah, definitely. He's only what 23. And like, he's got serious skills. That obviously down there you have to be skilled to get to the top. But I think he'll get near the top. He showed his takedown defense in this one. I think Saruya shot about 21 shots, and Van was just like he's got some really good anti wrestling. He doesn't just like sacrifice a position. Saruya hit one nice judo throw though, and like had Van in trouble for one part of it. But that was like the most trouble Van was in. Like, and then he kind of he kind of like implemented his boxing even though he was getting shot on so much. So like it's really impressive to see how he could implement that. And he's probably got the best boxing in the flyweight division, which is interesting to say considering he's not ranked. But I think next for him, give him a top 10 guy. I would say like he's beat most of these guys outside of the rankings, just except Charles Johnson. But
Yeah, giving him someone ranked will be good. He needs to test his skills against higher guys as well, better guys, and yeah, someone around the edge of the top 15, top 10 will be good.
yeah, but definitely one to look out for. He's very entertaining to watch, and I think he's already a fan favorite a bit. I think he'll become even more popular soon this year.
Yeah, so now let's go on to the main card. The first fight of the main card: Bobby Green versus Maurizio Rufi.
And
And
yeah,
what a fight! Like as long as it
well,
lasted, what, 2 minutes? What a performance by Rufi.
it's ridiculous. Like we
He
knew
threw
this
four
guy.
strikes. Well, he landed 4 strikes, and he knocked Green out with one of them. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah, but even it felt like he even threw more than four because he had like one uh, backhand that landed on Green and it kind of stunned him a bit. Like it looked powerful, but he's so he like takes up so much space in the octagon. Like he pressed Green back and like he didn't really give him anywhere to go. And like you could see Green was a bit flustered even before the knockout. But yeah, he set up perfectly, showed him the left hook, came with a spinning wheel kick. Yeah, it was beautiful.
And he was practicing that beforehand as well. Like he's literally Connor-esque. Like because I saw a video, he was practicing that in the changing room before the fight with his padman, with the left hook into the spinning hook kick, and he landed it perfectly. Like he's one to look out for. He's got real potential.
Yeah, proper. Like obviously Green is in a bit of a down period, but you don't see many people do something like that to Green. You don't see many people do that to anybody in general.
Yeah, and
Like,
Green, but he's been around. He's fought top guys. He's fought in potential stars. He's beaten some. He's lost to some. So he's been around the block. And Ruffy, like he made it look easy, and he just knocked him out 2 minutes into the
yeah,
fight. Like,
yeah,
and like it'll be interesting to see what both guys do next because like Ruffy needs someone in that top 15, top 15, top 10 range next. Like he needs to be pushed.
yeah. We called out Dariush, and I think that is what they should do next. Obviously, it's a bit peak for Dariush. He was supposed to be fighting Moicano, then he got taken off of that. But
I think I think I'd prefer to see him against Saint Denis just because Saint Denis is another guy. He's a bit younger as well. He's not been. I know he got finished in his last fight against Moicano, but it's like I feel like Dariush is. I feel like it's a bit of a easier name for him to call out because he's getting up there in age, and he's still a good fighter, Dariush, but like his chin isn't where it used to be.
It's true, but also it's like it kind of gives Darius this chance to like, yeah, we're gonna feed you to one of these young lions, but actually show that you're of this level still. And he would be a big underdog in that, probably Darius, but it gives him a chance to show people like, okay, if he's still about, if he can
Mm.
still stop some of these younger guys coming up.
But also, I do think it's like it's a massive jump as well because Dariush is, I think, eighth or ninth ranked in the
Yeah,
division,
ninth, I believe.
and it's like a massive push because obviously the lightweight division is the best division, it's the premier division, and being pushed into eight that early, like without fighting any of like someone like Dawson or Saint Denis, someone who's on the edge of top 15, top 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see who he gets matched up with next.
true. If he does get the Darius fight, he's obviously leapfrogging a lot of people, and could say maybe that's unfair. But when you do a knockout like that, then and you've got like the hype behind you like he does, sometimes you can call a big shot like that. So I feel like he will get it, and it'll be interesting. But yeah, certainly that'll be interesting for her as well.
Yeah. And then for Bobby Green, I don't know. I literally think he should. He didn't say it, but he should retire. Like he was saying, he wants to carry on fighting, but I think he should call it a day, or like maybe one last fight against somebody who's in the same phase of his career as him.
Yeah, me personally, like I love Bobby Green, love his style, but it's not a style that ages too well. Just hands down, you need fast reactions. He looks slightly slower, like he's still fast, but it's not gonna get any better for him. And like lightweight, there's so many killers. You got people like Alvarez coming up, Farizian coming up. Like you just got a lot of people that he'd probably need to fight. And just he most likely wouldn't look good against. So I think he should retire. He doesn't want to retire, but because obviously a lot of these fighters have got that fighting spirit. But maybe have a fight against another veteran like Michael Johnson, someone like that, and then call it a day. But I don't, I don't want to see him against like another young gun. I don't think there's much point. Like, he's been getting put out a lot recently, so
Yeah, he's not gonna. It's not like he's gonna make another run for the title, like at all.
yeah, most likely not. Because like he
He's
kind of
never gonna. I
already,
don't think he'll be ranked again either.
like when he knocked out Dawson, that's maybe like his last type of run to see how high up he can get, and then he ran into Jalen Turner, and obviously that was a very bad stoppage. But
And then he lost to Paddy as well. So yeah,
yeah,
I don't. He's not gonna be. I don't see him being ranked ever again. So yeah, I don't think he's got much left to give to the sport either.
yeah. Either way, though, if he does retire, he's like a great fighter, UFC veteran, fun to watch. So it's peak seeing him go like that. But yeah, beautiful knockout though.
Yeah, probably already knockout of the year. 3 months into the year.
Yeah, and to be fair, we in the predictions video that we had before, we pointed out that a high kick against that type of Philly shell style is susceptible to high kicks. You can't really block kicks too well with that type of shell, and yeah, Rufy. After he got a feint with the left hook, he was wide open for the wheel kick. So
Yeah, on to the
yeah,
next one. We go to the women's divisions. We've
yeah,
got
and
Lemos
it's
versus Lucindo.
such a juxtaposition. You have probably knockout of the year, then you get one of the shittest fights I've seen in a while. They landed 16 combined significant strikes. Like, there's not much. There's actually not much to say. Like, Lemos won, so obviously 2-1. You can't even dispute it at all.
Yeah, she had the control time.
Yeah,
The
and
biggest reason.
she's in a weird position. She's lost to like some of the people around the top, so not too sure who she should fight next. Really.
Yeah, like the whole women's weight division, I do feel sorry for anyone in those divisions because the champions are always so dominant.
Yeah.
It's like
Could
he
maybe,
got dominated by Whaley for 5 rounds,
yeah.
and then he beat like Dern's always up there as like a people have been calling her a prospect for years. But like she's a good fighter, but yeah. And then Lemos lost.
I think Lemma should probably fight Tatiana. Like, she does deserve another big fight. Tatiana coming off the title loss, show if she can still beat the rest of the contenders. So I think maybe give her Tatiana next and Lucindo. Like, she fought up for this one, so maybe go fight back down, fight somebody like Tabitha Ritchie, someone like that, or like around the 10 range. But yeah, not too much to say about that fight. So moving on.
And moving on to we got Turner versus Barmundes. Barmundes surprised us. I didn't think he had that in his locker. I didn't think he was gonna submit Turner.
Yeah, and this was my pick for Friday night. And well, obviously it wasn't. It was only a half a round fight. Bar Wonders, I knew he has a good submission game, but I actually picked Turner by submission, and he really flipped the script. But it was a beautiful triangle. Love to see a good triangle. But yeah, beautiful finish out of nowhere, pretty much.
Yeah, and he was landing well on the feet as well. It was a bit scrappy, but Barmundes he landed more significant strikes than Turner, even though the fight was
Yeah.
very short.
Well, he had a lot of them strikes from bottom. Like he was
Yeah,
throwing elbows up from bottom when Turner was in his guard. But yeah, surprising. And obviously, I think the main thing, obviously, Balmond is emerging as a contender, but the main thing from the fight is Turner saying he's retiring.
yeah. It wasn't expected because he's still young. He's still a top 10, top 15 lightweight. But he is on a bit of a losing streak now. What is that? 2 fights, 3 fights?
He's on a skid. I'm not even too sure what it is in a row, but he's 14-9, and he said after the Moicano one, that's when he started considering it.
Yeah, he is
Like,
on it. Like he lost against Gamrot, he lost against Hooker, he lost against Moicano. Now he's lost against Barmunde. So yeah,
yeah, but it's unfortunate. He's got good skills. He's a definitely top 10 quality or top 15 quality at least. Cause them fights with Hooker and Gamer were close. And the Moicano one was close because he pretty much almost won. But yeah, it's unfortunate, and I would like to see him keep fighting. But if your mind is not in the game, you don't want to just keep losing. And he even said like he didn't really try that hard to get out of the triangle. So it's like he should probably just retire
yeah.
if
If
he's
he's
thinking of
not
that.
in it anymore, like he really just shouldn't. Actually, he
Plus,
did beat Bobby Green, so it's only a 2 fight losing streak, but he's lost 4 of his last 5. So yeah,
yeah,
that's not quite good.
obviously that's part of the reason he probably didn't finish Moicano. He kind of talked about that a bit. Like he felt people made him feel bad about the green stoppage, and then he didn't want to finish Moicano, so he can question does he have that type of killer instinct in him or whatever.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
like if he's retiring, yeah, then obviously he's retiring. But if he does want to fight again, maybe someone unranked like Joel Alvarez, which is a tough matchup. But like he's got
it's
to
a,
fight. Like
it's a
he's
tough
gonna have
match.
to fight down instead of fighting up.
Yeah, like kind of worded in this fight, give another unranked guy a shot. But that's kind of he's saying that there's a bunch of killers at lightweight, and he's not wrong. So
Yeah, if his mind's not in it anymore, he should just retire. And then for
yeah,
Barmundes, that was a big win. He's gonna be ranked now, so he needs a ranked opponent. Maybe someone like Dawson, Dawson's always been around like the 14th or 15th best guy in the division, but he doesn't really fight. Like I don't really see him fighting any of the other names. Like I feel like he always fights down. But yeah, maybe Barmundes versus Dawson or Moicano. But he's a top 10 guy.
yeah. It depends if the UFC kind of want to push Bam on this because he's what 27, got a lot of skill, on a good run. So a my counter fight could make sense.
Or
Um,
even I think Fiziev would be interesting for Barmundes. Like Fiziev needs to fight down as well. Like he's fought up a couple times now. And a new
yeah,
guy
true.
coming to the top 15, it would be interesting.
Yeah,
And
That
yeah,
could be a good
so
match.
yeah, there's a couple of interesting fights to be made at lightweight. And like, let's go to the next matchup, which is also a lightweight matchup, the co-main event, the fight of the night that we both predicted correctly, and that's
Yeah,
Gaethje versus Fiziev.
we both said it'd be a Gaethje decision, and usually if there's a rematch, like you kind of first thing you do is you think about how the first match went, and it's not too much time elapsed from the first one.
Yeah, and it went exactly the same way we spoke about, and pretty much how the first fight went. Fiziev started strong, and the one thing that was very surprising was that in the first round, Fiziev went for takedowns, and he got two takedowns in the first round. And
Yeah,
Gaethje's a good anti-wrestler, so he scrambled back up and he got back up. But it was surprising to see a striker like Fiziev go for two takedowns right at the start of the fight.
yeah. Obviously, he did that to probably catch Gaethje off guard, and I'm sure he's got a good grappling game. He doesn't really show too much, but yeah, good takedowns, surprising, and he landed in that like reverse triangle after the second one.
Yeah, it was interesting because it looked like he could have finished it as well.
Yeah, but he didn't really try too hard to finish it. Probably scared to give up bone position, but yeah, no, it was just another good fight tonight. I don't know why I predicted Turnabout Mondays when this was on the card because first one I loved that fight. This fight I loved it. I'd love to see it again. We probably won't, but
Yeah, probably won't happen. I don't see Gaethje having many fights left as well, and I don't think it'd be Fiziev if he does fight anyone
yeah,
anytime
well,
soon.
I
But
I
like,
wouldn't mind seeing it again.
one interesting thing for me was like that Gaethje was obviously he's always head hunting, and he was in this fight as well. He was head hunting heavy. Like he landed a lot of strikes that were all at the head, but Fiziev was going to work in those early rounds to the body with that left body kick, that switch
Yeah,
kick,
and
and
the knee,
it's
he landed a
so
lot of
good.
knees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he kept doing that. Gaethje kept ducking his head as well every time he was like coming in on an entry. So it was looking scary for him. I did think he might get caught out by a knee on an entry.
yeah, and I think at one point Fiziev landed a knee to the head when he was ducking, but his style is so beautiful, and he came in more composed in this fight, but he still couldn't get it done though. Like he
Yeah.
got dropped in the
On
second. Like, I
such
was like,
short notice as well, though, like he did well to make it to the third round in like a frontic type of fight.
yeah, of course, no. 12 days it was. Going against someone full camp who's as good as Gaethje, making it fairly competitive is impressive. But he's in a
Yeah.
weird position now because he's on a three-fight losing streak technically. But
Two of them to the same person and one of them to injury, basically.
yeah, two to the same person who's like ranked three, and one of them to someone who was like ranked around five at the time and was an injury.
And he's one of the best. Like Gamrot is like still one of the best wrestlers in the division, but like I feel like they do need to run that back. Like it was obviously it finished early because of the injury, and we didn't get to see what would have happened.
Yeah, I I agree as well. I think that should be next. But then it's kind of like some people might say you've been given an opportunity against Gaethje twice, like fighting up again against Gamrot, who I think's like eight or something. Does it make sense? But realistically, he came in, he saved the card. Well, he saved that fight, and like he put up a good performance. So I think giving him that Gamrot rematch would be fair enough.
Yeah, and I think that's a fight to make because Gamrot doesn't have a fight right now either. He's in a weird place as well, so that'd make a lot of sense.
Yeah, 100%.
And Gamrot's coming off a loss to Hooker, so it makes sense for him to fight down. And because, like you said, Fiziev came in, he saved the card, so they should reward him for a fight against a higher rated guy.
Yeah, they should. And it sounds weird saying that for rewarding a guy on a three-fight losing streak, but it's like a weird scenario. But if they don't want to do that, they could give him someone like BSD. I'm not really sure if BSD deserves to fight up again because he thought Poirier lost, Marcano lost, but it's maybe
But
someone like
yeah,
that. If not, maybe someone like Joel Alvarez on the edge of the rankings. But yeah, probably game I want to see.
yeah, that's the fight for me to make. And then for Gaethje, there's been a lot of talk about him getting a title shot, which I don't agree with at all. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't like it kind of creates a bit of a logjam in the lightweight division. I think just rebooking the Hooker fight could make sense, and
Yeah,
that's
that I feel like that is perfect sense though, because Hooker's on a bit of a winning streak now. He's looking better, and Gaethje as well. Like they're two top. Well, I think Hooker's the fifth ranked guy in the division or sixth, and Gaethje's third. Hooker's making a title run as well, so it makes a lot of sense for that fight to be made.
yeah. Those obviously like Poirier retirement fight, even though Gaethje come out and say he doesn't want that fight, so that probably won't happen. Or even like introduce Ilya to lightweight, but I don't see that happening. That would be an interesting one.
Yeah, but like I don't think the title shot should happen at all. Like there's two
Yeah,
guys clearly ahead of him that
yeah,
should
there you
get
go.
it before him, and then obviously Ilya's just joined the mix, and don't know what's happening with him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the next title shot either.
Yeah, but we'll break down the lightweight soon because there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, there's a big logjam there that needs to be sorted out. But yeah, let's get to the main event. Pereira versus Ankalaev. Big Ank came out on top.
Big ag time.
Big Ank.
Um,
And
yeah, no, it
I
was.
predicted it exactly. I did think it was going to go to decision.
Yeah, I could got it exactly. I got it incorrect, but one aspect I got about it correct in our prediction was that it's going to be most of it, mostly a technical kickboxing fight, kind of slow pace, and that's essentially what it was. And a lot of people complaining about the performance, but Ank did what he had to do, and essentially outstruck him for majority of the fight.
Like, let's say the first 3 rounds was basically all striking, and Ank won the first. Well, he won 2 out of the first 3 for me. Like he lost the first round, but he ate a lot of leg kicks. But Pereira didn't throw enough. Like he didn't throw enough punches really at
Yeah,
all.
only landed like 10 to the head or something. I think that was including some of his head kicks.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't really throwing much. Like he was just spamming leg kicks, that inside leg kick over and over and over again. And
Yeah,
you can't win like that. And at
yeah,
no
but
point was Ank ever hurt. But like Ank did hurt Pereira in the second round. He had him rocked.
yeah. Originally watching this, I actually scored it for Pereira. One rounds 1 and 5 Pereira, which I think most people agree. Rounds 2 and 4 Ank, very clear. And I think 3's the swing round. On rewatch, I'd just give it to Ank. But
Yeah, I think Ank just edges the third, but like it's not something to say. Like if Pereira had won that third round, is like it's up to whoever's watching it really. Like it's a
yeah,
fun round.
it was a close fight, and but it's like it's kind of weird because if you look at it as a fight overall, Ank clearly won. But obviously, with the way the scoring is, you have to look at it round by round, which is
Yeah,
why I had it
especially he
for Pereira.
outlanded him massively. Like in a fight like this, he outlanded him. He did more work.
Yeah, outlanded him, controlled him, but it's like obviously you have to go round by round. But even then, I think round by round, Ankalaev still won. But yeah, it was close.
And it's been like a long time in the making for Ank. Like obviously he had the Yan fight a couple of years back, split decision, draw, I think, split draw, yeah. And some people thought he won that, so he could have been like defending his belt for the last couple of years, but he had to go back. He had to win a couple more fights, beat a couple of contenders to finally get another shot at the belt.
Yeah, and he got it like after so long. I don't know what took so long, but now he's what 12 unbeaten or something like that. So
Yeah, I
people need to
think it
respect him. He's a
might
real
be
force
13
in the
actually.
division.
But like he's got like top 5 streaks in the UFC, but it is a bit of an iffy one though because he did fight Yan and that was a draw and that's included in the streak. So it's technically like obviously the draw's there, so he's not really on a 13 win
Nah,
streak.
but unbeaten in it,
Yeah,
unbeaten
or
streak.
unbeaten streak. Yeah, like he lost his
Mm.
first fight in the UFC against Craig, which he was winning until he got caught in the triangle.
Yeah, which is one of the craziest comebacks still. But either way, like next steps, I think it has to be a rematch. And
Yeah,
with the fact that it was close, I think Ank's even come out said he'll rematch. Alex obviously wants it, so that's what's next. Pretty simple to.
yeah, it makes perfect sense because like Alex, he defended the belt 3 times, I think, in like what a year. He deserves the rematch. It was such a close fight.
Mm.
And
And
if not,
obviously,
like Alex has been like talking about boxing and maybe even going up to heavyweight to fight Aspinall
yeah,
for the belt.
I think if he goes boxing right now, he might as well just walk away from MMA because then it'll just be a McGregor situation. You kind of not, your head's not in the game.
And also, he's
Heavy,
a lot older than McGregor was when McGregor went to boxing. Like, he's at the end. Like, I feel like he's at the end of his physical prime as well. Like,
that's one thing people overlook. He's not a young guy. He's quite old, and not only that, he's old. He's had a lot of fights in, not too many in MMA, but a lot in kickboxing. So
yeah, and he's got a lot of wear and tear. And he's
exactly,
not got much left to give to any sport,
he's
really.
not. But can he give us a rematch, and can he win? Like in the rematch, if Anka can get him down, that will maybe actually give Anka a better chance of making this a clearer win. But then if the fight is similar, then Alex will make some adjustments to maybe throw some more, be a bit more aggressive. So like it's another close fight, the rematch. I think it just kind of who can make the adjustments. I think they both need to make adjustments, like
I
and to
feel like
make it more clear.
they'd both be more confident as well. Because Alex, I feel like, could be more confident in his takedown defense. Like, he stuffed all of Ank's takedowns. So
Hundred
he'd know that
percent.
he can. But
He's
Ank as well outstruck Alex on the feet. So he'd know, I can hurt him on the feet. So it'd be interesting to see what would happen. I do think Ank could win again in a rematch, but it would be
yeah.
interesting.
Rematches can be interesting because they kind of know each other. They've been in there for 25 minutes. We'll see. We'll break that down when the time comes.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the card? What happened? And let us know who you think these guys should fight next.
And yeah, it was a great card and stayed up really fucking late, but yeah, enjoyed watching it.
All right, see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.